everyone. Welcome to eHub at Aswini. Today we have Mr. Isaac Neelam, who has done his MA in Linguistics from English Foreign Language University. He worked as a teacher trainer at the Asian Christian Academy, Bangalore, where he taught Cambridge English curriculum. He worked as an English trainer at URCE for a few months. He worked as a language and behavioral skills trainer at iPrime, Bangalore. Currently, he is working as a freelance language trainer. Apart from this, I wish to share he is one of the best human beings I have come across. A warm welcome to eHub at Aswini, Isaac. It's a really pleasure to have you.
Good evening, ma'am. It's my pleasure to be part of this YouTube channel, eHub Aswini, and I would really recommend our channel to everyone. It's very useful, especially for children or students who are pursuing to be better speakers and communicators in English. This is a very good channel. Follow all the posts that ma'am is posting. I met her at URCE and she's one of the best human beings. Like she has told about me, I could say the same. And also she is very passionate, and also she's teachable and she learns. She always explores new areas, especially in the field of teaching. So it's my pleasure to be part of this channel.
So I hope our conversation is going to help the students who are planning to attempt the IELTS test.
Yes, ma'am. Our topic is about IELTS, International English Language Testing System. I would like to briefly introduce for those who are interested to do their studies abroad, especially in United Kingdom or English speaking nations like New Zealand, Australia, Canada, or other countries. IELTS is a standard test to test the language ability, English speaking ability of the participants or students who are going abroad to study or even for work to settle in different parts of the world. IELTS is a must. So there are many aspirants for this IELTS. So I thought this would be a good topic to discuss about.
How is the test format? How will be the test format?
So I'll try to put it in a brief form. There are 4 components. Actually, IELTS is a combined project of Cambridge English as well as British Council and also IDB network. They are a very formidable group of organizations who test the English of the students in a very processed manner, organized manner. So they'll be focusing on 4 areas. First of all, we should know whether we should apply for IELTS academic or IELTS general training. So if you are just going to do studies like basic studies, which are below graduate level, or you are just traveling for work in some settings, IELTS general training is okay for that. But if you are going abroad for like doing further studies up to a level of postgraduate or even for PhD and postdoctoral studies, and also if you are planning to settle in different parts of the world, IELTS academic is a must. For both tests, they will be testing 4 different areas. As we all know, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, LSRW. The listening and speaking part will be the same for both IELTS academic as well as for IELTS general training. So, but the difference is the reading part and the writing part. And that's where those who want to pursue academics abroad, they need a stronger. They'll be tested of their mettle in this particular area. So they need to work a lot about these 2 aspects of language. So the format will be LSRW. Listening will be for 30 minutes. So the listening part, let's talk about listening part first. Listening will be for 30 minutes. There'll be 40 questions. There'll be general audio recording that the participants would be listening to, and the questions will be in different forms. It could be about in multiple choice questions. We'll go into it detailed fashion in the next question. But now let's see the general format. Listening will be for 30 minutes. Writing will be for 60 minutes, and reading will be for 60 minutes, and speaking will be for about 12 to 14 minutes. So the test is for 2 hours, 14 minutes, or 44 minutes for that matter. So this is the general format of exam.
Yeah, thank you for the elaborated format explanation, Isaac. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead for the next question. And how can a student do successfully in his listening test? How should he or she get prepared for the listening test?
So basically, there will be 4 parts in listening test. The 4 parts will be like this. The first part, the participant will be listening to a dialogue between about a social issue, and he'll have to answer the questions that follow. Uh, and the second part will be a monologue. The participant will be listening from one person, and he'll have to carefully listen to the words, the grammar, the vocabulary, or even some questions, and he need to answer the questions that follow, 10 questions. And the third part will be a discussion between a group of people. It could be about an educational setting or a training setting. And the fourth part will be again a monologue. So listening part will test your listening skills. So primarily listening is about how carefully you are taking in information. So it's an input part. While as we know, speaking is output, and also writing is output. Reading and listening are the inputs that we take inside. So in order to do well in listening part, we need to work on paying attention to what the person is speaking. So we need to work on that. It depends. You could get a good score in listening part um, if you do well in concentrating on the content of the speaker. So that's about listening part.
Now, what about the speaking?
Speaking part actually is the last part. Okay. And it'll be for about 12 to 14 minutes. Um, the
Though it is for 12 to 14 minutes, it is the toughest for each and every student.
Obviously, especially for those who are for those whose language is English is second language. It is not natural for us to speak like we speak in our mother tongue, right? So this is the toughest part, like ma'am said. This comes by practicing a lot. They'll be testing on 3 different areas. There'll be 3 parts in speaking test. The first part will be general introduction. The examiner will introduce himself to the participant. At the same time, the participant should introduce about himself to the examiner. Introduce about general things, his family, his background, his studies, uh, and so on. And the second part would be like there'll be a task card with prompts. Okay, the examiner will be giving a task card, and whatever the topic that is given to us, we'll be speaking on that particular topic. The participant needs to speak on that particular topic. They might give you a time for like 2-3 minutes to prepare, and after that you'll have to speak on that particular topic. And the third part of the reading of the speaking part is like we need to there'll be critical questions asked by the examiner. So the participant should make an argument or solve a problem. That's where our critical thinking skills will come into practice. So they'll be testing all these abilities, not just how fluent we are, not just how accurate we are, but how well we are arguing a case. Right? In the higher levels of education, we need to present a point very clearly. So the examiner will be testing in order to give you a higher band. We'll be talking about the scoring system towards the end of this session. So in order to be at the higher level of the band, you need to do well in the third part, especially. That's where your real speaking skills come into play. That's about speaking.
Yes, good. So really good informative. Coming to the reading, where majority of students lack this, right? We should genuinely accept the reading part is also one of the toughest as speaking is because students doesn't show interest to read. Of course, a vast lengthy content, they never show interest to read. So how can they overcome this problem and how can they become successful in their reading task?
Yeah. Uh, First of all, let me describe how the reading part will be. There'll be three different comprehension passages. First one will be basically a content level. Second one will be like a theory, or it could be about a particular topic. And the third one again will be a critical thing. So uh, the better you do in the third section, the higher your band will be. So basically, like ma'am said, reading is not a habit in Indian context, right? Especially in these areas where, like ma'am and Aditya sir have discussed yesterday, we are so addicted to our phones and television and internet, right? In this modern world, it's very difficult to focus on reading. But students, if you aspire to go abroad to study or to work or do well, you should really focus on reading. Okay, not just for the test sake, but even for our life sake. Reading is where you get your input. Okay, if you have do not have input of thoughts, it will be a bankruptcy, a thought bankruptcy of thoughts, meaning they won't be output from us. It will be so same monotonous thoughts that we will be thinking about, or about the videos that we see, but there won't be creativity. So reading is the habit that needs to be nurtured, not only for the exam sake, but for our life, and especially to do well in this exam, right? IELTS, most universities accept somewhere around 6 to 6.5 to 7. But the higher your band is, the more your morale and confidence will be. And it also suggests your IQ. So if you are trying to test your IQ levels, especially in the language area, so you should strive to get somewhere around 8 to 9 band. Only then you would be somewhere around 7. So, like ma'am said, reading is an area that we need to focus a lot. And like I've said, reading and writing have around uh, together have around 70% of the weightage, right? So that is the area that we need to focus a lot.
So moving on to the last one, the writing.
Yes.
How can the student improve and what are the things he has to follow?
Okay. Writing again has two tasks. The first task will uh, test your organizational skills of writing. You'll have to answer a question in around 150 words. It could be a diagram, a pie diagram, or it could be some data, and you'll have to organize the data in the form of a paragraph, okay, in 150 words. You'll be tested for your organizational skills, how well you're organizing a particular content that you're presenting in the form of writing, and how well you compare different situations, how well you describe a setting or explain what's happening in that particular graph or picture or the representation that is given to us. So that is task one. Task two will be again argumentative level, meaning your critical analysis of a particular topic. Generally, a problem will be given to us, and the examiner will be, or the participant will be trying to produce a solution or provide a solution. Here, your ability of problem solving in writing, because higher levels of writing, if you are going for a PhD or a postdoctoral thesis, your thesis must have an argumentative conclusion. It's not just presenting of few facts, but you are doing something innovative. You are critically engaging with the texts of other writers, and you are giving a conclusion of your own. So that needs a lot of critical analysis in your mind. That is what is tested in this part of writing. So in order to write well, we need to read well and listen well. Okay, and in order to speak well, we need to listen well and read well again. So as we all know, our speaking and our writing is influenced by our listening and reading. So that is about writing.
They all are interlinked.
Yes, they're all interlinked. Exactly.
Interlinked.
LSRW. Exactly.
Yes.
So basically, IELTS would be testing your LSRW skills in this manner. So I've tried to explain the format and also the areas that we could improve on.
Yeah, you have given a clear explanation, Isaac. Really a clear explanation about each and everything so that the students can do better in their exam. Yeah, what about the score?
Score will be like from 0 to 9. 0 if you have applied for the exam, and if you have not attended the exam, that's when band 0. And 1 is like a non-user, meaning the person, if you get score 1, band 1, meaning the participant knows a few words, not even sentences. So and second is like intermittent user, meaning he knows few words, knows how to connect few words, but the level is not enough. And it goes on like that. Next one is, if the person gets 3, extremely limited user, 4, limited user, 5, modest user. So at least in your first attempt, or the other participant's first attempt, you must reach band 5. Then there is a scope for improvement. Okay. 6, competent user, 7, good user, 8, very good user, 9, expert user. So you should target 9, right? And only then we would be able to reach somewhere around 6 and 7, competent and good user. And again, I say, not just, there is a common assumption, ma'am, that many students, they think, look, I have done English right from my LKG, so that's enough. That is not enough. We need a lot of practice. IELTS acquaintance with the practical tests, practice more all these different aspects of the exam, and also keeping time in mind. Sometimes when we are reading the comprehension passages, we don't know the time is passing by, and we would be spending time with one particular passage and wasting a lot of time. So balancing time and also having a good high target, practicing well. There are Cambridge English curriculum available depending on the band levels, 4, 5, or 6, or 7. So get a book. And also, if you have any questions, you could ask Aswini ma'am. She is a trainer as well, IELTS trainer. She has trained many people. So they could help you, and also practice well and dream high and target for high, good organizations or good institutions all around the world, good universities, and come back to India and serve to India. We need scholars. India needs scholars. So that's my conclusion.
Wonderful, Isaac. Really wonderful words from you. Really, we need India needs the scholars, right? We need our students to serve our country. It's really wonderful session, Isaac. You have given a valuable inputs to all the viewers of EHUB. Thanks a lot for accepting my invitation and spending time with us, for giving more information about IELTS. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having me in your YouTube channel.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share eHub at Aswini. Thank you.